Hello and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas, and today in the polytunnel we have an absolute shed load of seedlings on the go. You would think there's nothing else I can sow in May. Well, you're wrong, because it's all about succession planting here at Veggie Patch Ideas. And for example, our sweet corn, this was sown last month and it's ready to go in the ground now, but I want a succession. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sow another tray of sweet corn to have a follow-on crop. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So sweet corn is my number one seed to sow in May, and that's a very good point. Don't forget to check the weather forecast for those frost warnings. And then next up, you're gonna love this one. It's of course spring onions, and this is a harvest that we've just done out of a plot. But what we do, we tend to sow a tray of spring onions every month, so we've got again succession. And these, if you can see, these are White Island seedlings, and we do them in clumps like this, and they are just great as gap fillers. Anywhere you have a gap, shove a plug of spring onions in and you can have 4 or 5 per cell, not a problem. They will bunch up, and just dot them around the plot. They can go outside, they can go inside. They're very, very versatile. So once a month, sow your spring onions. And in May, it's also a great month to direct sow outside, and we can get away with direct sowing pretty much anything. I would hold off to the later part of May. We are still having frost warnings, which unbelievable, but it does happen. And I'm down south, so I do really feel for you guys up north a bit. It is bleak, but we just deal with it as gardeners and get on. So direct sow anything. And that pretty much moves me on to the next thing I'm going to be sowing again in May, which is beans. Of course, it's always beans. And we're gonna, every time I put a tray of beans out, I'll sow another tray. Succession. Some will be eaten, some won't. And I have some contraband here, under the counter type contraband. It's White Lady runner beans, and if you've been following the channel, the missus has pretty much banned me from growing runner beans. But what she don't know don't hurt her. I'm going to slip a few of these direct sow into the canes as I plant out my long beans, and we'll see what happens. We'll let nature decide. If the slugs take them, I won't get any. If they grow and they get a successful harvest, I'm only going to put a few out. I can slip a few beans into the regular harvest I bring home. I don't think she'll notice. If I take the strings out, I think we're on to a winner. So the next one to direct sow is always your runner beans. Now this brings me nicely onto the sugar snap peas, and these have just gone in. They're all tied up. I will put a few slug pellets around just to see how they get on, but we'll do another succession of sugar snap as well. And that brings me on to the final sowing of May, and that'll be again courgettes. And these are fantastic, and they grow to a very, very big plant. So if you have room in your vegetable garden, try a couple. Always do a few spare, just in case they don't survive, you never know. But these will grow big, and you need pretty much around 1 metre of space around them. But they are well worth to have. They crop really heavy, they're very low maintenance, and they just fill a gap wherever you've got a big gap. So more courgettes for me. And actually, did you know you can get round courgettes? I tried them last year and they taste absolutely fantastic. But if you leave them and there's a rain shower, you go on holiday for a week or whatever, you will come back to giant footballs, and it's quite hilarious to see. But if you haven't tried them before, courgette is the last thing to sow in May. Guys, thanks for watching. I do really appreciate you watching and turning up to every episode. We really love it here and we thank you for your support. We'll catch you next time.